Many children in Nigeria live in unhygienic environments like this. We visited 3 communities at Apapa Igomu in Lagos, and it's the same appalling situation. The residents don't have access to decent sanitary facilities. They make do with makeshift bathrooms and toilets. Though they have government-approved maternity clinic, the children who are at the receiving end take their bath in the open and defecate openly, even on the walkway, while their playmates pass by. One of the communities has a well, but it's not clean enough. They rely mostly on borehole water that is supplied through pipes far away from the communities. But there is a snag. Water tanks like these are everywhere in this community for domestic chores and consumption. But the problem is the pipes that supply the water. For instance, this pipe, you can tell that it has been tied, roughly tied here, and also here, and it goes on and on around the pipe. The thing is that these pipes are just laid on the trashy surface where potentially harmful contaminants can get into the water. And we know that when people drink contaminated water, especially children, it can lead to dysentery, cholera, and typhoid. But the people here say that they are left with no choice. Scientific evidence shows that poor sanitation is one of the causes of malnutrition in children. The regular sickness from mosquitoes, germs, and bacteria from the environment will obstruct the ability of children's digestive tracts to properly absorb nutrients from food they eat. Mothers here say they understand the danger they are exposing their children to, but they lack the financial means to live in a cleaner place and to feed well.
Gone are the days when we used to ask our children if they have eaten to their satisfaction. These days, we simply ask them, have you eaten?
My husband doesn't have a good job and my petty business is not profitable. My breast milk is not flowing well. I will soon stop breastfeeding this child because I'm equally hungry.
It's not the baby's fault now. It's amazing that despite their sorry situation, the mothers with an average of 4 children each are looking forward to having more kids.
It's God that blesses people with children. I will only stop having more kids when God says it is enough.
I go still born one more.
I would like to have one more child.
But why do you want to have another 4 with all these problems?
I don't know. I don't tire.
In a document put together by the Federal Ministry of Health and UNICEF titled Malnutrition, Nigeria's Silent Crisis, it notes that not all malnourished children look sick and thin. A lot of children are not receiving the nutrients that they need to grow and attain their full potential. The situation is worse in northeast Nigeria because of the lingering conflict. 1 out of every 3 child deaths globally is caused by malnutrition. More than 1 million Nigerian children are malnourished and many die every day. This is why proper nutrition for the first 1,000 days of life between pregnancy until the age of 2 is critical.
The first 1,000 days are very critical because that's primarily where the brain develops. So the nutrition and what that baby eats and their environment is crucial to how they're going to perform later in life.
In places like Nigeria where there's very high malaria prevalence and your immune system is not even functioning at the capacity it's supposed to function, you can imagine a child like that will fall ill very often. And you can also imagine how that translates to the number of times the child will not go to school. So malnutrition is a huge problem, and nutrition plays a very central role in not only ensuring that the child develops properly, but also the child has the capacity to perform literacy and numeracy roles in schools and is able to learn better and is able to contribute to even the development of Nigeria as an adult.
The World Health Organization recommends that babies be exclusively breastfed during the first 6 months of life. The rate of breastfeeding in Nigeria is just 15%. In this clinic where mothers are reminded to exclusively breastfeed, some sneak out to feed their less than 3 months old with baby formula, guinea corn pudding, and sachet of water, the purity of which is not certain.
I want to be very simple and very clear. God got it right. There is no substitute for breast milk. If you can give your baby breast milk, you're doing the best thing you can for that baby, for growth, development, and for their thinking. There is absolutely no way to reconstitute or make formula that is just like breast milk. Nobody can get it right. You can exclusively breastfeed, meaning only breast milk enters that baby's mouth. Not water and breast milk, not formula and breast milk, just breast milk for the first 6 months. You can even breastfeed up to 1 year.
Back at the urban slum, one of the local council officials says the government had promised to help clean up their environment, but he doubts that will ever happen.
I want to beg government to remember us in this very community because we have a lot of problems. January 28th, on Environmental Day, come and visit our area here and they promise us that by the grace of God they are going to find solution to our problem. But since then we don't see any one of them. But we are begging them to look side out for ourselves here. We need their help so much, especially for our children.
The children here deserve a better life, but who will come to their aid? Vivienne, Irikefe, TVC News.